You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for a very special edition of Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business talk show live on Business Talk Radio and social media. I am your host and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I am a certified life and career coach. And with me today, as always, for our business program is... there he is, Mr. Cini, my co-host.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. It's great to be back on the air with you.
Yes, it's been a full day. This is our fourth show today for Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, and we have an outstanding guest today. This guy is doing it all, and what he's doing is so unusual and unique, and I'm just thrilled that he's here. E-com Dave.
And
Ta-da!
it's relevant because if you're an individual or a company that has a branded product that you'd like to be able to sell, E-com Dave is the guy to talk to help you figure out how to create an online presence to sell your products.
And that's so important, is it? And I think people probably think that it seems so difficult and so nebulous, and they wouldn't even know where to start. And Dave is going to help us with that. So E-com Dave was actually on Clubhouse. He's a sort of a celebrity there. And I popped into a room where he was moderating, and I got to meet with him. And it's really cool. Now it's come full circle, and he's on our program.
Yeah, it's great to have him here. I think he's got a lot to offer. And you're right. An awful lot of people really don't know where to begin with bringing their products to market. And we're in a different age where distribution is handled now by online companies like Amazon. And, Dave knows how to do that. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think I shared with you that I had an online store with eBay, and I was running about 60 auctions a week. And this was for things that I personally owned. It wasn't, a product that I was selling. And it was just so exciting every time I would get an alert that someone had bought my used shoes, my used handbags. Of course, they were all designer, but so it's great. So let's not wait any longer. Let's bring on E-com Dave. Welcome from Miami, Florida.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me.
E-com Dave.
How's it going? Excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's going great. I want to start. We had a chance to talk a little bit before the program when we were backstage together, and you're not the guy to call if you have stuff in your garage that you want to unload. That's eBay. That's a whole different thing. Correct. But if you've got a product that you've created and you want to bring it to market, you can do that much more quickly and much more efficiently today. And it's very helpful to have somebody who knows the ropes. That's you, right?
Correct. Yeah. So if you want to start sorry, I got the sun behind me. So if you want to start a brand on Amazon, right? So not even if you don't need to have one right now. I pretty much teach you how to find what products to sell, right? What niches to get into on Amazon, right? Because you need to find products that make good revenue but that have low competition. And I teach you how to find the manufacturers to make that product and how to have that product showing up on page 1 on Amazon on the search results. So you're being seen, right? Because as we know, we all shop on Amazon. You barely go to page 2. So I pretty much I take someone from scratch that doesn't know anything about e-commerce that wants to sell something on Amazon specifically. And I take you through pretty much all the steps.
That's great. And, you point out it's not just the creation of the product and the inventory. It's the finding the customers, going to market with it, promoting the product too. And you cover all that.
Yes, correct. Everything from scratch, finding profitable products, sourcing them, and then ranking them on page 1. And as you guys know, Amazon handles pretty much most of the fulfillment right? So you don't have to have a warehouse. Like he was saying, you don't have to get approved like before Amazon existed and all that. If you wanted to sell your own brand, you had to get accepted to sell on Walmart or, you know, on Macy's if you wanted to sell your own brand there, right? It was pretty hard to start your own brand. But now Amazon makes it so easy. Anybody can just come up with their own product and sell it on Amazon. And just as long as it's good, you're bringing value, right, to the customers, people will buy it.
That's great. Cool.
Ecom Dave, how'd you get your name?
Well, I don't know. I just was the guy that always, I have my, you know, obviously my personal Amazon stores, and I started doing videos on selling on Amazon, and I just got the nickname Ecom for e-commerce, and then Dave because it's my name.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's got a sound to it, right? It's easy to remember. And I was oh, perfect. I'll definitely brand that for sure.
So, Ecom Dave, when did you get started, and what was the impetus to go down this route? You mentioned that you had your own stores on Amazon, but what led you to that?
Okay, so this is my come up story. I used to be, actually used to be a bartender. I went to college for business, and one day I was working like 6 days a week here till like 5 a.m, right? And I was just in my bed, like thinking like, man, like how can I make more money, but obviously still keep my job because I need to pay the bills, right? But how do I make more money without having to get another, because I was killing myself. I was working overnight hours. Like I couldn't get another bartending job. I literally just went online and I came across this video saying like, hey, you can buy something on Walmart for this price and resell it on Amazon for more. And I went on YouTube and I started doing some research, and I came across what I do. It's called private label, right? So that's coming up with your own branded products, contacting the manufacturers, manufacturing your own brand, and then selling it on Amazon as your own. And I was just driven to that. I was like, I found out that, you know, you don't have to have a warehouse. You can just literally run the business from your computer from anywhere in the world. And I was like, I'm hooked. So first year I got to work. I learned, I watched like millions of different YouTube videos giving out different information. You know, I joined some courses online on Udemy, and I just spent like a good 5 months just learning everything. And then I launched my products, right? So by the end of that year, I had my online store was already at 6 figures. And then by the second year, I grew it to multiple, and that allowed me to pretty much, leave that job. And then now I teach people on how to do it. And I'm doing just strictly e-commerce and coaching now. I don't have to do anything else, which has been a true blessing for sure.
And you've got that fabulous view behind you.
Yeah, I have the sun behind me, almost dark. I'm not trying to block it.
The sun is turning over his shoulder. I think it's great. And you know, later on, I'm going to send you my email address. I want you to email me your recipe for a Long Island iced tea, because I've never had one done right by anybody. And
I definitely, yes. So I got you. I make the best margaritas. You know what? I make the best tequila shots you've ever had.
Really?
Exactly. Yes.
But for somebody out there who might be in, I'm sorry, Dr. Jacalyn's position, where she's got products like this that are branded, wrapping with Dr. Jacalyn, hat, shirts, you're the guy to help get that all set up on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. So I would actually help you guys. Even I don't know who's supplying those hats for you guys, but I can help you guys find a good supplier for them. Probably get them good quality, get them cheaper, and I'll show you guys how to put it up on Amazon and how to have Amazon handle all the fulfillment for you guys. Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds fantastic, because I know, I feel like we're on Shark Tank, but I know the cost of acquisition is much higher going the way that I'm going. And then, you know, you have to mark that up. So it makes sense to use resources where it's going to be much more effective for the consumer to purchase, and then for us to make a small profit.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the 6 figures. You said you were making 6 figures way back when. I mean, that in and of itself is incredibly inspiring. So for people listening and watching, you said you watch, you know, tons of videos.
Yeah.
How much, I mean, so what kind of effort did you have to put in, and were you alone in this? Did you have anybody helping you?
Yeah. So it was a lot of research, and I was alone, and you have to pretty much learn what to get into. Okay, so obviously, you are gonna make the mistakes if you're starting to do it on your own, as I did, right? And you have to learn exactly what niches to get into. There's software that teaches you exactly how much money certain products are making, how much competition they have, and so yes, it took some research for sure in the beginning. So I didn't have a coach, which is what I do, right? Showing me, you need to do this, you need to do this, right? So Amazon is a very it can be very an intricate system to get into, right? Because there are certain things that you can and you cannot do. You not sell on Amazon. So in the beginning, like I said, if you're thinking about starting to sell on Amazon, do your research. If you're going to do it on your own, really do your research, right? And one piece of advice for everybody that wants to get in, right? Don't sell the same thing that everyone is selling on Amazon. Bring value, because you're selling to people, right? There's tools, as if you're going to get into selling on Amazon, that will show you how much money a product is making. And there are products that make $1 million a month, right? And everybody wants to be $1 million overnight, and they'll try to sell those products, right? Look into products that you can bring value to and that have low competition, and you should be good.
Wow. Ecom Dave, let's say you have a product that you've done your research and you think this is going to be a winner. What's the cost of the starting up the store? And
hello?
Yeah, Dr.
Tens of thousands of dollars. Yes?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Go ahead.
Hello? You broke up there, Dr. Jacalyn.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was saying, let's say you have a product and it's fantastic. What's the cost to build a store and go to market? Is it tens of thousands of dollars, 100,000? It's $50?
No. Not at all. So how I structure everything, Amazon charges you $40 a month to have an Amazon seller account. Okay. Your first round of inventory, which I usually always recommend, just get 100 pieces of your product, right? And test your concept that you're doing, whatever. You're bringing a new color or something of a new product. Just get 100 pieces made from your supplier, ship them over to the Amazon warehouse, run sponsored ads on Amazon, and see how many people buy your product. Right, so you're not spending tens of thousands. At most, you'll probably spend $1,500 to test the product. And once you see that it's selling, then you go back to your supplier and get more and scale it that way. So it's a very low barrier of entry. So that's kind of the first mistake that new sellers do, is they will get excited about their product, right? And they'll be like, okay, and they'll start looking about profit margins, because obviously if you buy a lot in the very beginning, you're gonna get them for cheaper, right? Which means you'll make more money per piece. But you need to first test it, right? So just get 100 pieces, put it up on Amazon, see how well it does. And then with that data, you then go back to your supplier and get more. And that's how you really get the ball rolling with your brand.
So, I'm feverishly taking notes over here, by the way.
Yes. I can see that. And I think that's great. So from the point of view of somebody watching or listening in, you can stumble through this process on your own, learn everything the hard way, make all the mistakes that anybody makes when they start up anything without help.
Yeah.
Or you could call Ecom Dave.
Exactly. Yes. Or you can have me help you. It's having a coach, right? Like I've been through I've made the mistakes, and I'll make sure that you don't do them. Right. So.
That's fantastic.
You're not wasting money and you're not wasting time. And that's really important when you're trying to go to market with something. And, you say you do training, you teach people how to do this.
Correct. Yes.
What's a training class like that you deliver?
So it's like this, right? So we're having a Zoom meeting, and we meet once a week for 1 to 2 hours and pretty much go over everything that you need to do for the week. I give you homework, and in the following week we pick it up, right? So the first week usually consists of learning how to work with the softwares that show you how much money the products are making, what data points to look for on those softwares, how to find a product with great margins. And then we talk about contacting suppliers. We do everything together, and you're pretty much, it's like having me watching over your shoulder to make sure you're not clicking anything wrong, to get your account suspended, and you're following all Amazon's terms of service, etc.
Good.
Dave, we have to take a break, but what I'm wondering is if you're an author and you've written a series of books, is this a good way to sell the books?
I am not an author. I am planning on it though. But yeah, I'll definitely come back to you guys when I have a book.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break and hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. We've got our fabulous guest, Ecom Dave, live from Miami. We'll be right back, wrapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the Business Edition.
Cool.
All right.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our Ministry Alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. My name is Al Cini, and it is always a pleasure sharing the stream with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, our executive producer and host. Such a pleasure. And what a great guest, Ecom Dave. If you're out there, you got a product, you want to sell it on Amazon, this is the guy you want to talk to. But before the break, we started to ask a question. I know an awful lot of people self-publish through Amazon. Is that an area that you can help people with?
Of course, yeah. So as you guys know, Amazon started as a bookstore, right? As a book like online store. So it's actually a great way to get your book out there, 100%. I have actual friends that have released their books on Amazon, and the exposure you get from it is amazing.
I just want to let you know, Ecom Dave, that I'm on your website right now. So during the break, I'm signing up.
Yes.
For a session with you.
Love it.
You wrote a book. You're writing a book, aren't you?
I'm writing a book. Yes.
Oh, you are perfect. I can definitely help you with that, right? And the thing about Amazon, they can help you with the fulfillment, right? So say obviously your goal is to sell 1 million copies a month, right? So you need to have a way to get those books over to your customers. So Amazon handles fulfillment, right? So you can have the books stored at their warehouses and they will ship it out to your customers. And you also get access to their Prime shipping because they are fulfilling the orders for you. So your customers will get their book the next day.
That's fantastic. So let me see if I understand this, Ecom Dave. So Amazon charges $40 a month.
Correct.
Right? And then I hire you, you're my coach, and I pay you whatever. What other fees are there aside from the cost of acquiring the product?
Okay, so say you're selling a product for $15 on Amazon, okay? A product will probably cost you $5 to get it made and shipped over to the Amazon warehouse. Amazon takes 30% of that for storing it and shipping your products to the customer, and your profit is $5. So they take about 30%, but they handle all of it, right? So you don't have to have a warehouse, no overhead. So if they can take 30% for doing all of that, you don't have to hire staff. I'm like, dude, take it.
I'm thinking too, people that are watching the program, you don't have to quit your job to do this. This is the kind of thing that once you have it set up, this is something you can do on your end part-time while you're working for somebody.
Correct. Yes. Once your product is up and selling, it's passive income. So you have 1,000 pieces, 10,000, I have multiple thousands of pieces of products at the Amazon warehouse right now. And as we're speaking, they're selling and I'm just making money.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's the only true way to build growth, right? Is if you're not making money while you're sleeping, then you're always going to have to be trading time for money. Sure. So take the money that you have and have it work for you. And Amazon is a great way to do that. It's a great way to build that passive income. So you can make money while you travel, make money while they handle all of it. So once you have it set up on Amazon and it's making money, that's all it is. It's passive income.
I really like that whole idea of waking up in the morning and checking your Amazon account.
Yeah.
And seeing what's coming into your bank account. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of the success is based on which products you're carrying, whether or not people want them or not. So question I have for you, have you ever would you be open? And I'm just asking in general for people watching and listening.
Of course,
you help them set up a store and you see that this is like a really dynamite product or a bunch of products. Do you ever partner with people?
The thing is, I actually get asked a lot, and that would just, I have other Amazon seller friends that's how they run their business. They partner up with who they're teaching, or they run their stores for them. It's called a Done For You program. I'm always a solo writer, so I would just be like an accounting nightmare on my end to just be partnering up hundreds of people. I teach you, you get it running. It's your business, and we're on our way. I help you build your wings. I let you fly. It's just I don't like having business partners myself, but I have other friends that do that. It's another way. Yeah, it's called a Done For You program.
Done For You.
While you were talking, I'm thinking there are business owners out there who, in addition to whatever it is they regularly do for a living, might have products that they could brand and sell through Amazon to create another revenue stream.
Correct.
In addition to the revenue stream that they deliver.
Yes, 100%. Yes. If you already have a brand presence, right? It kind of makes sense to already, since people are already buying your product, you have to get it up on Amazon, because I'm sure 100% of the time they're probably searching for your brand on Amazon before they even go to your actual brick and mortar store, because they want that. They don't want to go out and get it. They want it on Amazon. They want it on the doorstep the next day. So yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Ecom Dave, are there competitors to Amazon in this area?
Okay, so Walmart is actually starting to compete with Amazon. Okay, and they're starting to do fulfillment, and they're actually starting to do 2-day delivery, next day delivery, just like Amazon. So I mean, they're still new. They're not as you cannot find as anything in the world like you can on Amazon. But yes, they are trying to compete with Amazon. They do. I think they're definitely going to be a good competitor, because they have more real estate than Amazon. There's literally a Walmart anywhere in the United States, right? So what they're doing is they're turning those Walmart stores into fulfillment centers. So instead of having people go into the stores, they're just going to be warehouses, and they'll ship to your house from those warehouses. So they have probably a faster shipping than Amazon. They're trying to compete. I would say Walmart is definitely an up and coming next big house for like next day delivery, kind of like how Amazon's been for a very long time.
But at the moment, Amazon is the game. I mean, that is
Amazon is definitely
and $40 a month is so much cheaper than a couple of $1,000s a month for storefront.
Oh yeah, it's your overhead with having an Amazon store is literally nothing. It's $40 a month. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Amazing, good.
Yeah, I love it. My mind is already starting to work. So
it's always working. I could hear the wheels turning from here. So
I'm gonna need a new yellow line pad for this opportunity.
Exactly.
There are people out there. I think it's great that the audience gets to hear this, because this is an idea that everybody can have. It's not the steep mountain climb that you think it is. It's actually just a little bit of a hill. Yeah. And once you're over it, man, gravity takes over and your products are rocking and rolling, as long as there's a market for it.
Exactly.
Which brings me to a question. Are there any things that you can't sell this way?
Yeah. Amazon has a lot of if you want to see what items you're not allowed or they are restricted, just Google Amazon restricted products, and the first link on Google will give you a list of restricted products. Like you can't sell, like obviously alcohol, tobacco, that type of stuff on Amazon.
Okay.
Obviously, don't sell anything like medical devices, like anything related to coronavirus. You can sell, you just need to get approved for it, right? They're restricted. And it's because you don't want anybody in the world just selling masks, right? Because they might sell masks that don't really work that well, and then it's a medical device,
Right.
Yeah, that's good to know. I was also wondering, are there certain mistakes that you see people make that prevent them from being successful?
Yes. So you have to learn what to get into. Okay. So the very first thing that you really need to learn and get down as an Amazon, don't just go to the site that I use. It's called Alibaba, that connects you with manufacturers, and you can see how much you can get a product made for. So you'll go there and you see, wow, I can get this product made for $2 a piece, and it's selling on Amazon for $30. Right? They start looking at the profit margins. But one piece of advice for all you guys listening that want to get into Amazon for the private label end, right? So is look at how many reviews your competition has, okay? And if they all have thousands of reviews, that market is already too competitive, okay? Because just think of it like this. You're trying to buy, for example, say a dog bed for your cute little dog. You go on Amazon and you search dog beds, and you see that the average seller has 10,000 reviews, and you see one guy that has 5 reviews, And remember, whenever you first launch a product on Amazon, your product is gonna have 0 reviews. So you get a couple reviews here and there, right? So you guys get 5 reviews. As a customer, you go on Amazon, you see one product that has 20,000, one that has 5. Which one do you buy?
20,000.
20,000 reviews, right?
Yeah.
So you need to find niche items on Amazon and there are tools that show you exactly how much those products are making, right? So it's pretty awesome. You know how much you're going to make before you even make it. You see what your competition currently is making on Amazon. So if everybody on page 1, usually what I go for is usually an average of less than 300 reviews. It's a good market, because when you come in there with low review count, people will still buy your product because the difference in reviews is not so high that people are going to be a little sketched out by, why does this guy have 20,000 and this guy has 5 reviews? They're just not going to buy it, right? Because reviews equal social proof. You can't touch the product online. People really rely on reviews.
I always look at the reviews, and that is exactly how I buy, is based on the reviews.
I'm thinking it's a whole different way of shopping, because it's like you said, you can't go there, you can't see the product. You've got to you've got to draw conclusions based on other information.
Exactly.
And reviews are a big part of it. That's what's the craziest thing you've ever seen anybody sell on Amazon that worked out?
The craziest thing? I don't know, man. I sell a lot of random stuff, but I don't know. I guess, I don't know. There's like this box, okay? It's like a little bathroom box that says like nice butt on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it makes a lot of money, right? It says nice butt on it, and it's like a bathroom, and it's the most like random things make money on Amazon.
Okay.
So people are going to be going there now as a result of that. They're like, I've got to get that nice butt.
Right.
We have to take another commercial break, but stay with us. This is such a fun show and such great information. We'll be back with Ecom Dave here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business show.
Networking sucks and people suck at it, but nothing gives me more life than walking around and talking to people in an audience and really being able to identify, okay, I see where you're having trouble, let's work on fixing it. How do you help them? How do you provide value? My goal is to give them those tools to be able to go out and tackle that fear. Anywhere there's coffee is where I'll be. So I bring candy a lot to my speaking engagements. Like, of course that makes sense. I'm a little unconventional.
Ashley was very knowledgeable.
Very entertaining.
I learned a few new things, and to me that's the key.
What do you want them to say? How do you want to be perceived? You're going to get the most direct, tactical tips and practical takeaways when it comes to networking. These two here are super important. You'll remember once the conversation starts.
I love the tips that she gave out. I hate networking with a passion, so I feel like I can go to a meeting or event and not feel so uncomfortable.
When you're going to a presentation, you want to be educated. You also want to be entertained.
She was really fun and really personable, and everything she was saying was just very relatable.
She's got a lot of great ideas.
That will make you stand out so fast.
She comes across as someone that likes what they do and just doesn't try to sell you something.
Activity breeds results. If you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere.
Just made me want to start networking, which I never thought I'd say before.
A networking strategy that works for you.
My name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Bella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Bella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Bella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. I'm Al Cini, and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is our executive producer and the host of our program. This is such a pleasure. And Dr. Jacalyn, I don't know where you get these people, but Ecom Dave is such a great guest, and he's got so much to offer. It's a pleasure having you on the program today.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I want to give out the phone number. I forgot to do that at the beginning of the show. I'm sure Ecom Dave would love to answer any questions that you have, right, Dave?
Bring them on.
Okay, so the phone number to call is area code 609-961-1699. And there's our banner, just to remind you, 609-961-1699. Over to you, Al.
Definitely give us a call. I mean, Ecom Dave, what do you sell on Amazon? I know you've got your own storefront.
Yeah, so I sell on all different categories. I sell home improvement products. I sell baby products. I sell home and kitchen products. I basically I have a very general brand, and that's how you really scale, right? So just think of all you're doing is whenever you're picking products on Amazon is you're just looking at data. That's all I'm looking at. It's how much money is the product selling? What is the competition? And can I bring value to that market? And that's it. And I prove on it. I get it made. I put it up on Amazon. It gets selling, and I move on to the next. Wow,
that's what I was going to ask. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, well, something people would worry about is how do I inventory for this? If I don't know whether something's going to sell or not, do I have to order far in advance and keep a lot of it on hand, or can I buy it as I need it?
So great question. So like I said in the beginning, you just want to get 100 pieces, see how those sell, right? And the thing about the tools that you use, they also show you the sales history of the product. So I recommend selling products that have been selling great throughout the year, right? And you look at the sales history for back in 2 years, right? So they show you, okay, back in December, the average seller was selling 400 pieces a month. And then when I came into stock in January, I was selling about 300. So then you know how to plan your inventory, right? So I usually buy like three months worth of inventory at a time. I buy 3 months, put it up on Amazon. I see that I only have maybe 2 months left. I'll start reordering my second round.
And it's like you said, you have to keep your finger on the pulse of it, watch the data and understand where everything is moving.
Yes.
And Ecom Dave, I'm just like looking at all possibilities. Let's say you pick a product that doesn't have a good sell through. There's got to be some other secondary market that you could then.
Yeah. So you can always just lower the price point to like break even, and people will buy it because it's so cheap, right? And remember, you're only getting 100 pieces of this in the beginning to test it. So if it doesn't sell, like your idea just doesn't work, number one, you're not losing too much. And you can always make it back by just lowering the price to break even price. So like if something is selling for it's usually your competitors are selling it for $2 and you're selling it for $10, it's gonna sell because it's so cheap, right? But say it doesn't sell that way, you can just have them ship your inventory to your house, and then you can get rid of it through eBay or Walmart as well.
some other way. And that, that's something else you could help with, which I think a lot of people would appreciate knowing. Some people are going to find the products you're offering for sale directly through Amazon. So you need to make it easy to find. You need to make it, it's kind of like search engine optimization, but it's Amazon style, and you know how to do that.
Yes, that's real. So, So that's a big part of selling on Amazon is if you're not showing, so whenever someone searches, again, back to our example, dog beds, okay? People, 90% of sales happen on that first page, right? On your phone, it usually happens on that first scroll, or you go to second page on your phone, and that's it. If you're not in that section of Amazon, you're pretty much not be on Amazon at all. Right. So I teach you guys how to get your product ranked on page 1. Typically, from what I see on my students, your product will be on that section within six days of being in stock. And just like Google, right? So it's essentially the same thing. Like how you get ranked on Google is you have certain keywords on your website. You're gonna have certain keywords also on your listing, what you see on your bullet points, on your title, and you have to generate sales from. I don't know if you guys have gone on Amazon. This is listings that say sponsored on them.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever your product arrives at the Amazon warehouse, your listing will be active, but you will probably be on like page 6 organically. What you do is you run sponsored ads. So you'll be showing up at the very top because sponsored ads are showing up at the very top. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, right? When people buy from that ad, right, usually consecutive, like 4 days, Amazon sees that, right? So you have to generate sales from the ad. They see, okay, wow, people really like this product. Then they put you organically on page 1. Because Amazon makes money on every sale that you do. So they're only going to show the products that sell the most every day on page 1.
Sure. Wow.
So Dave, I went to your website, as I mentioned, great site, lots of good information there. It looks like it's fairly easy to work with you. What does that process look like? You go to the website and then what happens?
Yeah, so on the website, it'll take you to a training. Okay, just go to ecomdave.com/Amazon FBA, or just go to ecomdave.com, and you can just click on that training, and it'll pretty much show you a more in detail training on what I'm talking about. Okay, so it pretty much it's a full 20-minute training that will go into detail on how to find products, how to source, and then how to rank, right? A general idea on how everything works. After the training, you will be able to fill out an application, okay? Because my spots are very limited because it's coaching and there's only one of me. I really look into who can get in, right? So, and I just gotta make sure that it's a good fit. So fill out the application. If you are a good fit for the program, you will be able to actually book a call after that application with me. And then we get on the phone and then we can talk about how I can personally help you start a successful Amazon business.
Wow.
And that's wonderful. I love the fact that you have that training and then the application. So you make sure the person is watching the training, they're genuinely interested, and then that it's a good match.
You're getting yourself into before we get on the phone. Yes, very important.
And then let's say it is a good match. What does the process look like from them? Because obviously starting a business, as we all know, is very difficult, and you need someone to walk you through all of those steps, all the things that might come up along the way.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So my coaching program is 3 months long, right? So after we get on the phone, then we'll figure out how much help you need, right? And then we'll schedule our call. Say we'll start next week, see what time it fits our schedule, right? And we start the progress. So my full coaching program is 3 months. So first month we focus on finding the product, talking to the suppliers. Second month, we're actually making the product. We're creating your Amazon listing. Then we're shipping the products from your supplier's warehouse in China. We're getting it up on the platform. And the third month, we're actually ranking your product on page 1. We're generating sales. And by the third month, you're going to be an Amazon master, pretty much. Yes, exactly.
I am so seriously, I am so excited. I hope that I end up being a good fit. We have to do the training application, because if you think about it, 3 months is not a long time, but there's a lot of important steps that have to take place. So if you try venturing out there by yourself, you may make some mistakes that ultimately are going to keep you back from being successful.
That's where the coaching comes in. I think that's why anybody out there that's considering doing this, rather than just sort of wandering into the forest to see what's in there. You might want to grab hold of Ecom Dave, find out where the animals are, find out where the rocks are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that, and I think that's I was over. Don't tell the governor of New Jersey this, but I was over at a friend's house over Christmas.
Oh,
and
no.
he had an Alexa, and he was showing off how he could say things to it and it would do things for him. So I shouted out, "Hey Alexa, order 1,000 rolls of toilet paper, please."
Yeah, and it did.
It did.
Yeah. He canceled the order.
Yeah,
Are you crazy? But I mean, when you're selling on Amazon, you're getting access not just to Amazon's clout and process, but all the little tchotchkes that revolve around the Amazon that orbit around Amazon in the universe. I mean, every one of those little features is something you could use to accelerate your sales.
Guys, e-commerce is not going anywhere, especially now coronavirus has kind of put a nail in the coffin for brick and mortar stores. It's just, and I don't think that behavior is going to change. Even when everything opens up, it's opened up e-commerce to so many people that weren't doing it before, right? They were forced into buying things online because they had to stay home, right? So, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And guys, Amazon is not just United States. I sell products in Europe, Australia, Canada, and Amazon makes it extremely easy to sell your products internationally. Instead of sending your products to the Amazon warehouse in the US, you just send your products to the warehouse in Europe and they handle fulfillment for you.
Wow.
So, and
money for you.
I'm checking my phone and I'm like, oh, today I sold 50 pieces in the UK and Italy, and I'm here in Miami hanging out. So.
Yeah, you're just showing off.
Yeah.
But what about currency conversion? They do that too?
They do everything. So you get paid every 2 weeks from your sales on Amazon. They convert it and they deposit straight to your bank account.
Wow.
So I was just going to mention that I had a guest on one of our other shows, and she lives on Macau. Is that right? On Macau, in Macau. She lives in Macau, and she's done over 100 books that she's had published, over 100 animations, and they're all on Amazon. So I thought, you know what? I want to support her. She's so sweet and cute. So I went on Amazon to buy her book, and I wasn't really paying attention. It was $55, but it was shipped to me from, I guess, wherever it's kept there, and I got it in 2 days. And I would never have even, and it's a beautiful book, by the way. I have it here somewhere, but the other thing about Amazon is they're pretty reliable. Whatever you order, it's coming. And
it's getting there. Yeah,
it's getting there, and they have an easy process that if it doesn't get there, you can get a credit, and you just have it shipped out. It's easy. It's easy.
It's the future and the present, but the wave is still breaking, so there's still plenty of time to grab a board and ride that wave.
Yeah, yes, there is. Especially, obviously, yes, in the United States, you definitely can get into those niches, right? It's not too late to get in here, but especially getting into the up and coming markets like Europe, Germany, they got hit with coronavirus too, and and Amazon is very strong in that too. So you can be from here and sell over there, right? So the sky is the limit, guys. And Amazon is just going to keep on growing to more and more and more and more countries. And if you have that skill to know, they're opening up in Dubai, I'll go ahead and I'm going to be the first one to sell, neck pillows in Dubai. And popular products like that, a neck pillow on Amazon is making close to $300,000 a month.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Ecom Dave, what is the success rate?
Jacalyn neck pillows.
Yes, exactly. You talked about neck pillows. So would neck pillows sell more units if it's a branded logo neck pillow or just a generic? Doesn't matter.
Generic stuff. Yeah, generic. The type of products that I teach how to sell is products that people don't care what brand they're buying it from, because you're going to start out as a no-name brand on Amazon. So you got to sell generic stuff. Obviously, as you sell more and more units, you can start building a brand off of those Amazon customers, and you can build a site off of it, right? You can have great packaging with your product, your logo, your brand. And then people usually, oh, wow, this is the second product I get from this company. I really like it. And then you start building those returning customers to your brand.
And let's also talk about the fact that Amazon has a subscription service. Like, for example, I get turmeric delivered to me every month. I get cases of water delivered every month. So it's like a revenue stream that just keeps coming.
Consumables are definitely it's an insane niche to get into. You just have to jump a little bit more through hoops to get approved, because then you have to deal with FDA regulations and that stuff. But once you get in, I mean, it's definitely consumables are definitely a good one, because you have returning customers all the time.
All the time. Now you have a client, they're working with you, it's 3 months, and the store's launched, everything's going great. Can they hire you in the future for sort of like a touch base, like check?
Yeah. All of my students, they have access to me like forever. Like, I have students that took the program like a year ago, and they're like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they have access to ask me questions. But most of them, we're gonna be spending 3 months talking about Amazon, and I'm very thorough. I'm very confident after the program is over, you'll be you'll be like, "Okay, David, I got it. I'll drive the car now." But if you have questions, we can always talk about having me help you in the future.
I'm looking forward to the day where I can say, "Hey, Alexa, I want a Long Island iced tea." 5 minutes later, Dave shows up.
Yeah.
Ecom Dave, I was just thinking to myself that your website has a lot of information. You've got a Facebook group and you've got a YouTube channel. Can you share more about that with us?
Yeah. So, you guys can join the Facebook group. It's called the Amazon FBA Academy. It's on the website. And yes, I also have a YouTube channel, Ecom Dave on YouTube. A bunch of free information there to get you started on selling on Amazon. Like a bunch. I have like 50 videos strictly talking about Amazon. You guys can go on my Instagram as well. There's a bunch of information there. Just free nuggets for you guys to learn. And obviously, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me on Instagram. I'm there.
Great.
And I want to go back to the fact, because I think this is really important for people just tuning in. If you take anything away from this, is that you can make money while you're sleeping. You can make money while you're on vacation. And Ecom Dave is the one to show you how.
Exactly.
And you can afford to go on vacation.
Exactly. Yes, that passive income. Yeah. And you can really scale it. You can scale it to the moon. The sky's the limit. That's what really drew me to this. The more hours you put in it, the more money you make. Simple as that. It's not like any other job. Like, you can only make so much. With this is more products you're launching, more money you're making. And then you build that snowball, you start selling internationally. And then you're like, it kind of gets a little money just starts coming in from all different angles.
Wow.
I just want to review a few things, and then I want to talk about the work you're doing on Clubhouse. So a person needs to spend $40 a month to Amazon. The person hires you. They work with you for 3 months in a really close niche, really hands-on experience where you're going to help them go from zero to hero. And then they're out selling. They can be working at a different job. They can have their own business. They could be retired and doing this, and the money is just coming in. And it's all about finding the right product, doing your research to see what your competitors are doing, how many reviews they're getting.
Yes, correct. You got it.
Yay.
And just make sure you're adding value. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's go over to Clubhouse. For those who are not familiar with it, Clubhouse is the latest and greatest social media app. And we're not getting paid by Clubhouse, but you're on there and you interact with people. People can come there just like it's like a stage. And you have people who are hosting it, speakers and moderators, then people that they follow, and then the general nosebleed section, which I'm usually in. But you can actually raise your hands and interact with you. So I could go on Clubhouse, like I did see you, raise my hand and say, "Hey, Ecom Dave." So people can find you there. Are you there certain days?
I am there. I'm there a lot. I am not hosting rooms yet. But you will see me if you see any rooms about Amazon. I'm probably there. I haven't committed to a certain time every week yet because I am very busy myself. I'll pop in, and whatever room it's about Amazon, I'll come in and I'll give free value. But yeah, so what a Clubhouse is pretty much like, it's like an app but for like a TED Talk, I would say. But it's like a talk. You're go out there and you're whatever topic, you download the app and you see, okay, in this room, people are talking about e-commerce. In this room, they're talking about mindset. In this room, they're talking about fitness. You join the room and you get to hear like people that are in the top of the game, like give you free value on their personal business experience, e-commerce. Like I'm out there, like the thing about Clubhouse, it's so addicting. Like I'll spend hours there. It's not good, but and you're just getting free knowledge, right? And it's great for networking. Like I met you through there, and we're doing this because of Clubhouse, right?
Right.
And I've learned a lot myself. There are actual Amazon sellers that are doing a lot better than I am, and I learn from them. And just not only that, just business owners, venture capitalists, they're giving out, knowledge on another level of business, and it's truly amazing. I love it there.
And I kind of feel like, and comment if you will, Ecom Dave, I feel like people let their hair down, and it's just like, there's no barriers. It's like I was in a room and Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, he was there. He's playing a ukulele or guitar. So I don't know what it was, singing.
Elon Musk was in a room once. I mean, the room blew up. But Elon Musk, and he actually had the CEO of Robinhood in that room, and he was like grilling him because of what happened with the whole that you couldn't buy GME at the moment, and it's insane. Like have like the top people there, celebrities there go on there all the time. The other day I was in a room with like Paris Hilton chilling there. She was talking about stuff like, wow, this is crazy. Yeah.
And it's free. It's free. You have to be invited and you have to have an iPhone, but they're the only parameters, I think. So Ecom Dave, we're coming to the top of our hour. We'd love to have you back. And
of course.
Please share with us, and especially for our people who are listening on Business Talk Radio, all the ways, the best way to get in touch with you and the services that you offer.
Okay, so guys, you guys can go to ecomdave.com. You can go to Instagram, ecomdave. So it's ECOMDAVE. You guys can message me on Instagram. You can go to the website and you can check out that training, ecomdave.com. And then you can go through the process of applying for my program. As we said earlier, what I do is I teach Amazon, right? I private label specifically. I will show you exactly how to get into Amazon and how to have a product selling there, from finding the product, sourcing it, and then ranking it on page 1 on Amazon, right? If you can not know anything about e-commerce, I'll take you from that to learning all about the Amazon platform. So again, guys, the website is ecomdave.com. The Instagram is ecomdave, or you guys can email me at dave@ecomdave, and I'll answer any questions you guys may have on Amazon, or if you're interested on the program, definitely shoot me an email as well.
You definitely made it easy for people to remember you with Ecom Dave and David Ecom.
Ecom Dave, that's it.
That's it. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Thank you again for being here. We're just going to close out the show, Ecom Dave, and we will see you backstage.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Cini, another fabulous show. Ecom Dave is truly amazing.
Yeah, but make money while you sleep. What's wrong with that?
Listen, I have a meeting after this, but other than that, I'm going to watch the 20-minute training, and then I'm going to apply. So I hope people wait a little bit of time so that I can apply first before they do. So.
It's going to be a rush. There's going to be a rush to create accounts now. So
yeah, because Ecom Dave only has so much time. You know what I'm saying? He can't take everyone, right? So and you got to be able to enjoy that beautiful Miami weather and environment down there.
Yeah, good guy.
All right, Mr. Cini, any final words that you have for our loyal listeners and viewers?
No, none for me, except stay healthy and come back again next Wednesday for more Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, the business talk show.
Exactly. All right. I'll see you backstage in a minute as I close out the show. And I just want to thank everyone for watching and listening. We do have some exciting shows tomorrow. We have It's All About Dating. Come on. We love to talk about dating, hear from matchmakers, dating coaches, people who are out there trying to meet somebody and they're just struggling. They need to have their online profile done. And we also have Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents A Better You. Lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. This is a program where we have only experts who have 15 minutes to give us a lesson. So they teach us something that we probably didn't know before, and then we talk about it afterwards. Then we take that lesson and we have the presenter put a 5-question quiz, and we put it up on A Better You University, where it will be available for sale to the general public. So we hope you'll tune in for those shows tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.